Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sativarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavignopasantaye Yasya Dviradavattradhya Parishadhya Parasatham Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhitakshine Krishna Dvaipaya Namjasam Sarvabhuta Hiteratam Vedabjabhaskaram Vande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Janmadyasya Yatha Anvayat Itaratascha Artheshu Abhignahat Parat Tene Brahmahridayah Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayah Tejovari Mrudam Yatha Vinimayo Yat Sargo Mrisha Dhamna Spena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharmaha Prochidha Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Tatam Vedyam Vaktavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayon Molanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Paraihi Ishvaraha Sadhyo Hrudi Avarudhyatehe Atra Kritivihi Susrushuvihi Takshanat Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukha Mukat Amrita Dravasam Yutam Vibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Yam Pragajantam Anupetam Apeta Krutyam Vaipayano Virahakatara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravo Bhinedustam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi Yas Svanubhavam Akhila Sutisaramekam Adhyatma Deepam Adititirshatam Tamondhama Samsarinam Karunayah Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasasudumupayami Gurum Muninam Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Now with Bhagavan's Anugraham, we came up to Slokam number 28, Adhyayam 14, Skandham number 4 last time. Tasman Mam Karmabhihi Vipraha Yajadvam Gatamatsaraha Balincha Mahyam Harata Mapton Yatah Kaha Agrabukka Puman. Vena is speaking with tremendous arrogance. Who else is there other than me to receive all your offerings? Okay? But don't be jealous. Offer everything to me. Okay? Because who else is there? Okay? So with your actions, so you say, Karma bihi mam yajatvam mahyam balimcha harata. He says, so give all your pujas and offerings, everything to me. Agrabuk, Puman, the person to receive the very first offering, Agrabuk, Mataha, Anyaha Kaha, other than me, who else is there? Very arrogantly he is speaking. Okay, up to that point we came. Maitreya Uvacha. Now with Swami's grace, we will continue 29 to 46 today. Okay, and take up with his grace and let us see how he guides us. Okay, how he does and what happens. Ittam Viparya Matihi Papiyanu Patham Gataha Anumiyamanaha Tadhyajam Nachakre Brashtam Mangalaha Ittam Viparyamatihi Papiyanu Patham Gataha Anuniyamanaha Tadhyajam yancham na chakre bhrashta mangalaha. Maitreya uvacha. Maitreya now said, Ittam viparya matihi papiyan anutpatham. Papiyan utpatham gataha. Viparya matihi papiyan utpatham gataha. Anuniyamanaha. Yancham na chakre bhrashta mangalaha. Ittam thus. So the first sentence, the subject, action, subject, verb, and object. Let us look at that, okay, so that you understand. Basically, this says Venan does not follow their advice. That basically, Bhrashtamangalaha, Tat Yancham Na Chakre. Bhrashtamangalaha, the one who has now lost all goodness, okay, all mangalangal, everything is gone, lost everything. He Tat Yancham, their request, Yanchai to request, Tat their request, Avargode Vendugolai, Nachakre, he did not carry out. And Ittam, this saying this way, Viparyamatihi, the one with crooked mind, Papiyan, the Papan, the Papamanavan, Utpatham Gataha, the one who follows forbidden path, prohibited pathway in life. Bhrashtamangalaha, one who has lost all auspiciousness and goodness. Anuniyamanaha, even though he was prayed to. Tat Yancham, their prayer, their request, their advice, Nachakre, he did not carry it out. Number 30. Iti te akatkritaha tena dvijaha pandita manina bhagnayam bhavyayanchayam tasmai vidura chukruduhu. Iti te akatkritaha tena dvijaha pandita manina bhagnayam Bhavyayanchayam Tasmai Vidura Chukruduhu. Chukruduhu means to get angry. Chukruduhu. They became angry. Okay. So he says, Vidura, like this, the one who thinks so egoistic, so proud, such an ignorant, proud person, very difficult to deal with them. At least if you are open to some advice, you can correct. But when you start from the very high level that there's nobody greater than me, I know everything, that attitude is the most destructive. So that person, because they have been disrespected and dismissed by this guy, those Brahmins, those Brahmanas, the Vedic Pandits, seeing that their and prayer that was given as a good advice that will confer goodness to everybody, that has been rejected by him. Now seeing that he has rejected all that, they got angry at him. Vidura, iti, thus, Pandita Manina, thinking he is a great Pandit, thinking he knows everything, Pandita Manina, Tena, by that Avanal, by that Vena, Asatkritaha, being disrespected, humiliated. Vijaha, those Pandits, Vedic Pandits, Bhavyan Chayam, the thing that gives Mangalam, their advice to him, if he carries out, it brings Mangalam to everybody, good to everybody. Bhavyan Chayam, their advice, Bhagnayam, being rejected, because it has become useless. He has not accepted it, he has rejected it outright. Tasmai, avanidam, in him, to him, chukruduhu, they became angry. Number 31. Hanyatam esha papaha prakriti darunaha jivan jagat asau asu kurute bhasmat dhruvam. Hanyatam esha papaha Prakriti Darunaha Jivan Jagat Asau Asu Kurute Bhasmat Dhruvam. They say, nature, this guy is a very cruel, sinful person, very cruel, harmful person, tyrant he is. This poppy, let him be killed, because if he survives and if he lives, very quickly the whole world, he will turn it into ashes. This is for sure. Prakriti Darunaha, Prakriti, natural, by nature itself. His own nature is such a poppy. By his own nature, he is tyrannical, barbaric. Yeshaha, Papaha, this poppy. Hanyatam, let him be killed. So, he, Jivan, if he is alive, if he continues to live, Asu, very quickly, Jagat, Basmasat Kurute, the whole world, he will completely turn it into ashes, destroy it, the whole world. Dhruvam, this is for sure, this is certain, they say. Number 32. Na ayam arhati asat vrittaha naradeva varasanam yaha adi yajnapatim vishnum vinindati anapatrapaha. 32. Na ayam arhati asat vrittaha naradeva varasanam yaha adi yajnapatim vishnum vinindati anapatrapaha. Anapatrapaha, this man is shameless, and very shamelessly, who is now dismissing and avamadikarve is the word I'm looking for, okay, to not only disrespectful, irreverentially, to be treating with tremendous disrespect and contempt, contemptuously, okay. And who this shameless guy is, contemptuously, he is disrespecting Vishnu, who is a Yajna Purusha. This person has got full of bad, cruel conduct only. So he does not deserve to continue in the royal throne. Anapatrapaha, shameless. Yaha, which Venan, Ati Yajnapatim, the Yajna Purushan, Vishnum, Vishnuvai, Vishnum, Vinindati, Nindikarada, they're contemptuously, treating him. That person, Asat Vrittaha, only full of barbaric, tyrannic, cruel conduct. I am this person, Naradeva Vara Asanam, the royal throne. Naradeva is king. Vara is great. Okay? Exalted. Asanam, the throne, the seat, which is the royal throne. Narhati, doesn't deserve to be there. Should not be there. Okay? Number 33. Ko Venam Parichakshita Venam Ekamrute Subham Ekamrute Asubham Prapta Yidrisam Aishwaryam Yat Anugraha Bhajanaha. Ko Venam Parichakshita Venam Ekamrute Asubham Prapta Yidrisam Aishwaryam Yat Anugraha Bhajanaha. Ko Vainam, not Venam. Ko Vainam. Okay. Ko Vaidam Parichakshita Venam Ekam Rute Asubham Prapta Yidrisam Aishwaryam Yat Anugraha Bhajanaha. So this, he has now attained all this Aishwaryam, the position, royal throne and the opulence, everything, but with whose grace did he get it? Under whose anugraham he got it? That Bhagavan, this poppy, other than this Venan, who else will be so contemptuous and disrespectful and irreverential to that Bhagavan other than this Venan, who obtained everything because of Bhagavan's anugraham? Yat anugraha bhajanaha. by whose anugraham idrisam, this kind of aishwaryam, this kind of opulence, the royal wealth and position, power and everything, praptaha, he attained that, with whose anugraham he got it. But Bhagavanai, asubham, the sinful papi, yevam venam ekarute, other than this barbaric tyrant Venan, ko va parichakshita, who else would actually behave and be contemptuous towards that Bhagavan, who has granted everything to him other than this Venan. Number 34. Ittam Gavisita Hantum Rishayaha Rudha Manyavaha Vijagnuhu Hu Krutaihi Venam Hatam Nindaya. Ittam Gavisita Hantum Rishayaha Rudha Manyavaha Vijagnuhu Hu Krutaihi Venam Hatam Achyuta Nindaya. Now, number 34. So, now, thus, having decided the Rishigal with tremendous anger because Venam was treating Bhagavan with contempt, thinking he is superior to him with so much arrogance and pride, like the way Hiranyakasipu was going to come later. Because of that, when you mentally be contemptuous toward Bhagavan, not that he cares, but when you are, then automatically you're already vinasam, like means you're already destroyed, even though physically you may be alive. Basically you're gone. So that Venan, by through humkara sabdam, okay, whom, like that, with that sabdam, they killed him, okay. Whom krutaihi, okay. Ittam, the hantum vyavasitaha, deciding to kill him, Rishayaha, the Rishigal, Rudhamanyavaha, very angrily, donning extreme anger, Achyuta Nindaya, because he was doing Nindanai to Bhagavan, Achyuta, Hatam Venan, the one who's already dead, because he was doing Nindai to Bhagavan, that Venanai, Hum Krutaihi, with the Hum Sabdam, Vijagnuhu, they killed him. Number 35, Rishibihi, Swasrama Padam Gate, Putra Kalevaram, Sunita Palayamasa, Vidyayogena Sochati. Rishibihi, Swasrama Padam Gate Putra Kalevaram Sunita Palayamata Vidyayogena Sochati. So, after this, the Rishigal went back to their ashramam, but his mother Suniti, was very sad. All said and done, it is her son. No mother wants to lose her son. So, what she did, she protected the son's body from decay through her yoga balam. Through her prayer and upasana, she preserved the body. Very important, because the body is going to do something else later. Okay? Rishibihi Swasrama Padam Gate. After the Rishigal Asrama Padam, after their own Asramangal Padam, after they to their Asramam Gate, after they went, Sochati, the one who's crying and sad and suffering and melancholy, Sunita, the Suniti, Putra Kalevaram. Kalevaram is body. Okay? Body, but son's body, Kalevaram is grammatically would lie. Okay? Putra Kalevaram, son's body, Vidya Yogena, through yoga balam, through upasana, through prayer, Palaya Masa, she was protecting it. Okay? Protecting it from decay. 36. Ekada Munayaha te tu saraswati salila plutaha utva agnin satkataha chakruhu upavishtaha saritthate. Ekada munayaste tu saraswati salila plutaha utva agnin satkataha chakruhu upavishtaha saritthate. So now what did the Rishis do? They took their snanam in Saraswati river, and after doing homangal and all that, they sat on the banks of the Saraswati river, and they were satkataha. They were talking and detailing and listening and discussing all Bhagavan's charitrangal, the satkatha. Okay, with good things, beneficial things they were talking. Ekada, at one time, te munayaha to those rishigal, sarasvat salila aplutaha. Sarasvat, the Saraswati, salila, the river, sarasvat salila. In the Saraswati river, aplutaha, taking the snanam, Agni Hutva, performing the prescribed homangal, Sari Tate, Sari means river, Tate on the bank, Sari Tate on the banks of the Saraswati river, Upavishtaha, they sat, they were sitting. Ekada Upavishtaha, at one time they were sitting, Sari Tate on the banks of the river Saraswati, Agni Hutvaha, after performing homangal, but before that Saraswat Salila Aplutaha, after taking bath, Snanam in Saraswati river, Agni Hutva homangal, after performing homangal, and Saritate Upavishtaha, sitting on the banks of the river Saraswati, Satkataha, beneficial, good stories, good vishayangal, good matters, Chakruhu, they were conversing with each other. 27. Dhikshya Uttitan Mahotpatan Ahu Loka Bhayankaran Api Abhadram Anataya Hasyubhya Na Bhavedruhu. Dhikshya Uttitan Mahotpatan Ahu Loka Bhayankaran Api Abhadram Anataya Hasyubhya Na Bhavedruvaha. At the time, what happened? Right, suddenly, something, that terror striking to the whole world, all bad sagunangal, they all happened. Looking at all this, the Rishis thought, oh my God, the kingdom doesn't have any king. So all the citizens, they should not now be affected by the various thieves and robbers and so many other bad people moving around. Also, they were talking like this because they saw all the ill signs, the ketta sagunangal, as we say. Okay. Tatha, at that time, Avuhu Uttitan, suddenly they came up. Loka Bhayankaran, terrorizing the whole world. Utpadan Mahot. Mahot Utpadan. Mahata Utpadan. The Utpadan, the various big, great sakunangal, bad signs. Okay, same thing if you happen in the sky, all of a sudden something happens, I mean, we're all immediately wonderstruck, isn't it? So that ketta nimittam, which means it is pointing out to something, oh my God, bad things are going to take place. So then, Natayaha, without the king, without a leader, Bhuvaha, for this world, and the citizens, Tasyubhyaha, from thieves and robbers and other people like that, Abhadram, suffering, Abhi, Nabhavek, oh, it should not happen, they were thinking, looking at all the Mahot Utpadan, the bad Sakunanga. 38. Yevam mrisanta rishayah dhavatam sarvato disam pamsuhu sumittatah burihi choranam abhilumpatam evam mrisanta rishayah dhavatam sarvato disam pamsuhu samuttitah burihi choranam abhilumpatam. Number 38. Now, when the Rishis were discussing, oh my God, no calamity should come to the citizens. When they're talking like that, right? They saw dust coming from all directions. The dust coming from the thieves and robbers running away with after taking people's belongings. Okay, apilumpatam. After robbing people of different things, the thieves were all running away, and they could see the dust coming of because they were obviously running away or going in horses or whatever. So they could see all the dust all around, created by the thieves who had robbed people everywhere. They saw it in all directions. Evam nisantaha, like this, thinking like this, people who are considering, who are discussing like this. Rishayaha, in front of those munivargal, apilumpatam, robbing, dhavatam, running, choranam, the various robbers and thieves. Apilumpatam, dhavatam, choranam. The Tirudargaludaya. Okay, grammatically, chor, as you know in Hindi, you know, that means thief, but choranam comes from here, the plural. And Tirudargaludaya. What these robbers, dhavatam, they were all running. Apilumpatam, they were after having robbed people, they were running away. So choranam bhurihi pamsuhu, their dust, and also not just a little bit, quite a bit of it. Sarvato disam, okay, sarvato disam, from all directions. Samuttitaha, they could see it sprang up from all directions. Tat. Number 39 and 40, we'll take them together. Tat upadravam agnaya lokasya vasu patam bhartari uparate tasmin anyonyam cha jigham satam choraprayam janapatam hina sattvam arajakam lokan na avarayan sattaha api tat dosha darshinaha. Once more. 39 and 40. Tat upadravam agnaya lokasya vasu lumpatam bhartari uparate tasmin anyonyam cha jigham satam chora prayam janapatam hina sattvam arajakam lokan na avarayan sattaha api tat dosha darshinaha. Then they say, what happened once describing if there is a kingless kingdom, no leader, what's going to happen? That's what described in these two slokams. In the next one, these two slokams say that King Vena, once he died, all these robbers robbing the wealth and everything from people, and because of that, the people were suffering. Each one, parasparam, they were nobody was spared. And the robbers just go and thief, they would even want to kill the people in order to rob things away, take things away from them. Right now, today you can think of, I don't want to name the countries and all that, but you know what is happening in the world, right? So those troubles, difficulties, and once the king is not there, the whole kingdom loses its strength. And to take corrective action and to at least bring some order back into the kingdom, even those people who are capable of doing it, they also thought there is no king, and they also did not stop all these robbers from doing all the cruel activities, because situation became so bad, rudderless. And and people were even capable of correcting situation, they did not take any action. Bhartari tasmin uparate. Bhartari, the king, tasmin, that Vena uparate, after he died. Vasu lumpatam, robbing all the wealth, people who rob all the wealth. Because of that, lokasya tat upadravam. Because of that, putting the people, citizens, everybody was put into great difficulties. Tat upadravam. Anyonyam, each person, like what happened when the Yadavas killed each other and died, like that the situation is coming. Anyonyam, each one. Jigam satam, want to kill the other person. That's how cruelty and tyrannically it became. That is a great difficulty. Arajakam, without the king. Hina sattvam, losing its strength. Chora prayam, now the thieves and robbers and all other the cruel people, the tyrants, the what we call today the terrorists and all that, those kind of people. So chora prayam, they started growing up, and the whole kingdom is now full of them. Janapatam, being filled with these kind of people. Ajnaya, knowing all this, knowing that people's wealth are being robbed and people are putting into great difficulty, situation is created where each person, people want to kill each other. Rajakam, that we call. And the kingdom itself has no strength. Anybody can come and attack. The robbers, the thieves, whatever name you want to put it, now they're only multiplying within the kingdom. But knowing all this, suktaha hapi, even people who are capable of taking corrective action, tat dosha darshinaha, tat dosham is kingless. No, there is no leader. Darshinaha, knowing this, tat dosha darshinaha, knowing that there is nobody to lead. Just imagine, there is no leader. I mean, where is the control? Everything goes haywire. Tad dosha darshinaha, even suttaha api, even people who are capable, knowing that there was no leader, no king, lokan na avarayan, they did not stop the people from doing all this atrocious activities. This is what happens in the real world. A good person, in spite of its capabilities and all that, will not immediately go and fight all these bad people. That's what happening today in our own world. You can see that. Okay? Even though they are capable, they say leaderless, so they did not stop the people from carrying out all their atrocious activities. Number 41. Brahmanaha, now what happens? See, Brahmanaha samadrukshantaha deenanam samupekshakaha sravate brahma tasyapi bhinna bhandat payaha yata. Beautiful example. If you put milk in a pot that has got a hole, what will happen to the milk? It will start dripping out, leaking. Like that, the Brahmanas who recite the Vedas get the power from their mantrangal to the discipline and sacrifice and everything. And also, they have samanoka. They look at everybody as embodiment of Bhagavan. Those people also did not care for the citizens being put into such difficulty. And like the milk that starts leaking from a pot with a hole, the Vedam also beginning to leave them because of lack of practice. You have to keep practicing. Adhyayanam is very important. As Hanuman tells Sita, before he meets her, he looks at her from the Simsupa Vriksha, under the Simsupa Vriksha she is sitting. So he's looking at her from the other tree. And she's trying to find out, is Sita really? And then beautifully she describes very different analogies. One of them is how person who doesn't do Veda Jnanam, the Vedam becomes, you cannot recapture it. It begins to leave you. You will forget different things. So like that, becoming weak basically. Okay, so it is happening. Samadrika, people without any differentiated vision to people. There's no partiality. The impartial people. Santaha, Samadrika, Santaha, Brahmanaha, Dinanam, Samupekshakaha. That is the sentence. When you read it, Samadrik, Santaha, Brahmanaha, Dinanam, Samupekshakaha. Brahmanaha, Dinanam, Samupekshakaha. That is the sentence. Brahmanargal, Dinanam, the underprotected, the weak section of the society. Samupekshakaha, they did not care for them. They did not protect them. Who are these Brahmanas? Samadrika, they are impartial because of the training. Santaha, they are peaceful mentally, physically. Even they did not care for the weak and the downtrodden section of the society. Binna Pantat, from a part that has got a hole, Payaha Yata, how the milk, Yata, how it starts leaking, like that, Sathya, for these Brahmanas, Brahma api sravate. Brahma here means Vedam. Even the Vedam starts leaking out of them, totally slipping away from them because of lack of adhyayanam. Number 42. Na angasya vamsaha rajarshehe yesha samstatutam harhati amodha viryaha hi nrupaha vamsaha asmin kesava asrayaha. Na angasya vamsaha rajarshehe yesha samstatutam arhati amodha viryaha hi nrupaha vamsaha asmin kesava asrayaha. We are talking this Angaraja's Vamsam lineage should not stop just because Vena is dead. It should not end. No. Because in this lineage, the kings brought with tremendous strength, tremendous viryam, both mental and physical, the dharmic strength, and also always surrendering to Bhagavan, taking refuge in Bhagavan's lotus feet. Very bhaktas they are all. They'll be like that in this Rajya, in this lineage, isn't it? They're talking about the future now. This lineage should not end because the kings who are going to come in this lineage will all be bhaktas, will be virya, be tremendously strong and highly reputed, good fame they will have. Angasya Rajarishehe, this Angarajas, Yeshaha Vamsaha, this lineage, Samstatum na harnati, should not come to an end. It doesn't deserve to come to an end. Because Asmin Vamse, in this lineage, in this kulam, in this Vamsam, Nrupaha, the kings who are going to come, Amogha Viryaha, Amogam, great strength and great power they will have. Kesava Asrayaha, always taking shelter under Kesava. With bhaktas, they will be devoted to Kesava. Certainly, it will happen, isn't it? They're talking. So this Angaraja's Vamsam should not come to an end like this. Because in this Vamsam, the kings who are going to come will be highly reputed, very strong, Viryam, Balam, Tejas, everything, plus there will also be devotees of Bhagavan for sure, isn't it? They are talking. 43 and 44. Vinishchitya evam rishayah vipannasya mahi patehe mamantuhu urum tarasa tatra asit bahukaha naraha. 44. Kaka Krishna ati hrasva angaha hrasva bahuhu maha anuhu hrasvapat nimna nasa gragaha raktaksharaha tamra murdhajaha. If you read those slokas again, 43 and 44. Vinischtya evam rishayah vipannasya mahipatehe mamantuhu urum tarasa tatra asit bahukaha naraha. Let us take 43. So, the subject, action, verb and object. Rishayah urum mamantuhu. Rishayah urum mamantuhu. Rishayah, the Munivargal. Urum, the thigh. Okay. Uruhu is thigh. Urum, Tamil saying that todayai. Okay, grammatically. Mamantuhu, they churned it. They churned it. Okay. Now, Rishayah, evam, thus, vinischtya, after having decided, like what? Oh, this Angaraja's Vamsam should not end, because it's going to produce lots of kings who are well famed and will be devotees, isn't it? So like that, because they could see, because they had a role to perform. They could see Bhagavan's Leela, so they had a role to perform. And so Vinischtya, deciding this, these Munigal Rishayah, Vipannasya Mahipatehe. Vipannasya means one who is dead. Mahipatehe, the king Venan, Iranda Venanuடைய Mahipatehe, kings, with an apostrophe and an S, Urum, the thigh, the king's thigh, Mamantuhu, they churned. After having decided like this, they took the corpse that Suniti is protecting, and the thigh they took from that corpse and churned it. At that time, what happened? Again, subject, verb, and action. Tatra, at that time, once they did that, Bahukaha Naraha. Bahukaha, subject, Bahukan. The person named Bahuka. Naraha, a man. Asit, he appeared. A man called Bahukaha appeared when they churned the thigh of the dead Vena. Now this Bahukaha, how did he look like? What is his form? Tarasa, Tatra, Tarasa, this Naraha, Bahukaha Naraha, Asit. Tatra, Tarasa means suddenly. Tatra, when they churned, at that time, Tarasa, suddenly, Bahukaha Naraha Asit. This Bahuka Naraha, man called Bahuka, appeared. How did he appear? What did he look like? Kaka Krishna, like a crow. He was black. Angaha, Hrasva means tiny, small. Okay, Angaha, body parts. Ati means very small. Okay, and we call a dwarf, for example, right? Like that. Ati, Hrasva Angaha, with very small, tiny body parts. Bahuhu, Bahu means shoulder, with very short and tiny arms. Very short hands, you can say, okay? Hands were all very short. Then, Maha Hanuhu. Hanu means cheek. That is why Hanuman, Anjaneya is called Hanuman. Because Indra, with his Vajrayudam, he hit his cheek. That's why it's called Hanuman. Now, so, Mahahanuhu, the arms, the hands are all very short and tiny. The body parts are all very short and tiny. Basically a dwarf-like appearance, very black, like a crow. But Mahahanuhu, the cheeks are all very broad cheeks. Hrasapata, very tiny and short feet. But Nimna Nasa Agragaha. But his nostril, when you look at the nose and the beginning of the nose, that's basically the nostrils, they're all Nimna. They were all pointing upwards. Nimna Nasa Agragaha. Then Rakta Tamra Akshaha, and his eyes. Akshaha is eyes. And Tamra means red. But what is Rakta? Like a blood. So red, the eyes were all red, like a blood red they were. And Tamra Murdhajaha. Now Murdhajaha is hair on your skin. They are all red in color. Tamra Murdhajaha. So looking at that, Bahukaha Naraha Asite. Once more, you understand, you enjoy the Sanskritam. Rishayaha Vipannasya Mahipatehe Mamantuhu. They churned the dead king's thigh. Tatra at that time. Tarasa suddenly. Kaka Krishnaha, black like a crow, extremely dark. Ati Hresva Angaha, with very short, tiny features of the body. Hresva Bahu, short hands. Mahahanu, with white cheeks. Hresva Patu, with very tiny, dwarf-like feet. Nimna Nasa Agraha, but the nostrils being very big, pointing upwards, rising. Rakta Tamrakshaha, with blood-red eyes. Tamra Murditaha, with the body, the hair are all reddish in color. Bahukaha, the Bahukaha Naraha, a man by the name Bahuka. Asita, he appeared. Number 45. Tam tu te avanatam deenam kim karomi iti vadinam nishida iti abruvan tata saha nishadaha tataha abhavad. When you say nishada, immediately you think of Guhan, isn't it? The nishada vamsam, right? Okay. So, tam tu te avanatam deenam kim karomi iti vadinam nishida iti abruvan tata saha nishadaha tataha abhavat. Beautiful. So, now this small, tiny dwarf appearing like this, very respectfully, with tremendous humility. What should I do? What is my command? What do you want me to do? Kim karomi? What should I do? What do you want me to do? Like this, he was asking them. Now, looking at him, the Dhikshitar said, a child, Nishida, sit down. Thus they told him. Because of that reason, he became Nishadaha. He became a Nishada. Nishada means basically a hunter. Okay, Nishada. Okay, so beautiful Sanskritam. Yes, enjoy this. We have only two more slokams, right? 46, 45 and 46. So 45. So we'll enjoy the Sanskritam also at the same time. So that dwarf-like man, that dwarf appearing like this, then what did he do? He was paying respectfully, with tremendous humility. What should I do? Like that he was asking. So, tam te nishida, okay, abruvan, that is a sentence. Tam, avanai, to him. They, te, the Rishigal. Nishida, sit down. Iti, the abruvan spoke, told him. They told him to sit down, basically in English. In the Utkara, they told him to sit down. Now, tam, who is that tam? Avanatam, paying respect, worshipping, because he was, and deenam, very with tremendous humility. Kim karomi iti vadinam. He was also asking, He also asked, what should I do? What do you want me to do? Like this. To him, to that Bahuka, to that thumb, to him, they, the Rishigal, Tata, a child, Nishida iti abruvan, sit down. They told him, Nishida, sit down. Iti das abruvan spoke. They spoke to him. Okay? I hope you understand it. Avanadam deenam kim karomi iti vadinam tam te tata nishida iti abruvan. See, Maitreyi describing. So, Maitreyi says, they told him like this. Sit down is what they said. Then tataha, after that, because of that reason, saha, he, nishadaha jataha, he became nishada, a hunter. Some beautiful thing. Now you see where the Nishada lineage begins in Bhagavatam, the Guha's lineage. Okay? Tam tu te avanatam deenam kim karomi iti vadinam nishida iti abruvanne tata taha nishadaha tataha abhavat. Tataha afterwards, because of that, therefore. Okay, he became a Nishada. Number 46. Sathya vamsyaha tu naishada girikanana gocharaha yena aharat jayamanaha vena kalmasham ulbanam. Sathya vamsyaha tu naishada girikanana gocharaha yena aharat jayamanaha Vena kalmasham ulbanam. Now, this Nishadan, what did he do? Why did he come? He has actually taken away all the papangal carried out by Venan. Okay, he is gone, taken it gone. Okay, because of that, his lineage, his vamsam, everybody who was born in that column, the hunters, they all stayed only in the forest and hilly regions. That's why you will not see a Nishada inside a city. A hunter always lives in forests, in hilly areas, because this Nishada took away all the papangal, away from all the people. Okay? Yena jayamanaha, for which reason this Nishada appeared? He appeared because Rishigal said, Angaraja Samsam should not come to an end, because in this lineage, great kings are going to come, great bhaktas are going to come, but Vedan has done so much sin, so much papangal. So the effect of all that has to be taken out. So he has to be removed, basically, from all the citizenry and cannot come in contact with people and all that normally, isn't it? So, Yena, because Yena Jayamanaha, for which reason this Nishada appeared, Ulbanam Vena Kalmasham Aharatu. Ulbanam, very strong, very intense. Vena Kalmasham, the papangal done by Vena, Aharatu. Aharatu means to take it away. Because of that reason, Sathya Vamsayaha, that the Nishadas, people, Sathya Vamsayaha, in that Vamsam, that Nishadanuடைய Vamsatilirund, that means all the people who were born in that lineage, Naishadaha Astu, they were all belonging to the hunter clan, the group of hunters. And Giri Kanana Gocharaha, Giri mountains, Karana, the forest, Gocharaha, They were moving around, nomads living in that area, hill and foresty areas. Number 46. Tasya vamsayaha tu tasya vamsyaha, not vamsya. Tasya vamsyaha tu naishadaha giri kanana gocharaha yena aharat jayamanaha vena kalmasham ulpanam. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Chaturtat Skandhe Prutu Charite Nishadhotpattiram Nama Chaturdasodhyaya Nishada Utpattir Nama. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Chaturtat Skandhe Prutu Charite Nishada Utpattiram Nama Chaturdasa Adhyaya. Okay, this is talking about Prutu's Charitam. We're going to Prutu Charite, Prutu Charitratil. Okay, in the Charitam of Prutu, it's going to come now. Nishadha Utpattiram, the birth of Nishadha. Utpattiram Nama, that is the name, that's the title, the name given to this Adhyayam, Chaturdasa, the 14th Adhyayam. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.